Hey there, Jesse here with eTrailer. Today we'll be taking a look at, and I'll show you how to install the TowSmart custom fit trailer hitch receiver on our 2022 Hyundai Tucson. Like any other crossover out there, the Tucson is a super practical car, but it's always nice to have some extra storage outside of the vehicle, and adding a hitch allows you to do that. With this hitch, you can use many accessories, for example, a cargo carrier or a bike rack, and you can even do some light-duty towing with it. Just remember, if you are towing, that you'll need to have trailer wiring, which our neighbor actually added on today. Here's a closer look at our hitch installed on our neighbor's vehicle. As you can see, the cross tubes are completely hidden behind the fascia, so all you'll really be able to see is this semi-gloss black receiver, which is a 2-inch by 2-inch receiver opening. That's going to be standard for most of your accessories that you're looking into adding on. Then behind that, we have a 5/8-inch pinhole. The pin and clip are not included with the hitch. However, we have many options available here at eTrailer. Also, any accessory that you add on will most likely come with one included. Then below here, we have a wire type safety cable loop. It's going to be super easy to access and get any safety cable you might have, like this large clevis or even an S style like this. For some measurements for our ground clearance, from the ground to the top of the inside of the collar is almost 14.5 inches. And from the center of our pinhole to the edge of our bumper here is about 5 inches. You want to keep that number in mind for any folding accessories that you might add on to ensure they don't make contact with the vehicle. And for our weight capacities, we have a gross trailer weight of 4,500 pounds. That's the amount of weight that you can pull behind the vehicle. And we have a maximum tongue weight of 675 pounds. That's the amount of weight pushing down on the hitch. Just be sure to double check your Hyundai's owner's manual to ensure that your Tucson can handle that weight safely. All in all, if you're looking to add a hitch to your Tucson, you really can't go wrong with the TowSmart option. As for the installation, it's a pretty simple process. You do have to remove a underbody panel, and I also like to lower the exhaust just to give me some extra space. So if it's not something that you're looking to do yourself, maybe you just don't have the time, the space, or the tools to do so, feel free to check out our dealer locator. But if you are looking to get this set up yourself, then just follow along and I'll walk you through the process. Also, if you've installed this hitch on your Tucson and you just want to share some tips or tricks with us, or maybe you want to share some photos of what you're using your hitch for, then please feel free to leave a review or a comment. To begin our installation, I'll start by lowering our exhaust down. Before we get to removing your rubber hangers, just make sure you have something to support the exhaust. And it's nice to have a exhaust hanger removal tool, or you could use a pry bar just to get some leverage. It looks like we have 3 of these rubber hangers to pop off. Just kind of work that off, and once you're past the nub on the end, you should be able to get it off by hand. I was struggling to get it by hand, so I'll just use the tool to pop it all the way off. And we have another one over here on the passenger side. This one's just a little bit harder to get to. Now with those removed, we can lower our cam strap down and get our exhaust out of our way. We need to remove this plastic underbody panel. There will be 4 push pin fasteners holding it on the back. You could use a flathead screwdriver or a trim panel tool like this. Just get something under the center and it should come out. Once we have those 4 removed, we have 3 plastic nuts further up here. Usually you can just remove these by hand. If you do need to put a socket on it, it'll be a 14 millimeter, but just turn those clockwise. It helps to pull down on the panel because those plastic threads don't really like to bite. So. we'll set that aside. We can start cleaning up our weld nuts. There's going to be 3 on each side, so there's 1 on the bottom and 2 on the outside of the frame rail here. To clean them up, I like to use a wire brush. Just get in there, clean out any corrosion or dirt that might be in there. I also like to take my hardware, thread it in and out a few times, or at least until it's nice and easy to thread in. That way we're not trying to fight those threads while we have the hitch above our head. While we have the hardware here, I'll talk about it for a second. All of our bolts will get one of these conical tooth washers with the washer like this, so that those teeth on that washer will bite into the hitch. I recommend having an extra set of hands to lift the weight of the hitch. I have my good friend Aiden here to assist me. We're just going to lift this up into place. So we weren't really able to show it. What we had to do was get the passenger side, Aiden's side started, and then both of us had to push up because it's such a tight tolerance here. And I was finally able to get this bolt threaded in. So what I'll do next is run this bolt up, and that should pull the hitch up so we can get our other 2 bolts lined up. So we'll take a 17mm socket, and as I said, run these bottom bolts on both sides up. So we were able to get this sucked up by using the bolts on the bottom. Just make sure that you are able to thread them in before you take a power tool to them. We don't want to cross thread them at all. So we'll get these all tightened down. Now we can torque all of our hardware down to the specification listed in the instructions. If you don't have your own torque wrench, we do have some available here at eTrailer, or you could always rent one from your local auto parts store. All that's left is to get our exhaust hung back up, and then that underbody panel, we're not going to be able to reinstall it, so you can just throw it away or keep it in storage. But other than that, that's going to do it for our look at and installation of the TowSmart Custom Fit Class 3 Trailer Hitch Receiver on our 2022 Hyundai Tucson.